right. All right, all right. Let me make sure that I'm not muted. Yes, I am. Awesome. Everybody can hear me well. Music's not too loud, I hope. If the music is too loud, let me know in the chat. Let me actually get on the videos. I mean, get on the live so that I can see the chat. All right. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing started. F11.
This meeting is being recorded.
Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising, everybody. It is your boy ABK, and thank you for checking out another one of my intraday/day trade analysis. Let's go ahead and get things started. So DXY yesterday, well, not even yesterday, like just from Sunday's analysis that I had posted up, price had indeed dropped, retraced, respected at 71%, and continued falling to the downside. Not really crazy over trend lines. Just like how Payne usually always mentions, we're not crazy over trend line trading, but we do see that they are relevant. And so price broke out of this trend line and it's retested it. Although it came back in it, it's still something that I was we were watching. He was watching for it, so was I. So got the retracement. I just want to see price continue to fall, right? I did want to see this zone get broken completely before I started to really look for sells. But you know, sometimes it's not gonna happen like cookie cutter all the time. You know, sometimes it's gonna do what you need it to do, but just in a different way, right? So, just taking this fib. I mean, if I really wanted to, I'd probably have to wait for this type of retracement to happen, where price is already basically rejected off of the 61.8 down, for it to continue falling to the downside at this point. So, I mean, still bearish on the DXY, you know, like nothing's really changed for me since Sunday. I'm still very much bearish on the DXY. So nothing, again, like I said, nothing's really changed. I would have rather preferred 92.880 to get hit before a drop, but nonetheless, I still want to see the DXY continue to fall, right? Yesterday, as Peyton was going over the analysis, and he was saying that he wanted that retracement, I was saying, oh, this, like, it was like around like 11:30 my time that I was watching it, and price was around here on the 30-minute time frame. I was like, oh, price can definitely go bullish. I definitely see a short-term bullish move before retracing. Same thing on the 1 hour time frame. Like this rejection at this mean line, not really crazy over buying the DXY, not really crazy over it, but the possibility is there. 4 hour time frame called for the sell. Price almost came to the RSI line. Yeah, it just looks like it's probably gonna keep falling. Not based off of the lower pro or arbitrage Z. Those are showing that price probably might end up actually continuing going bullish, but I don't think it's gonna go bullish, right? I think I want to see that DXY continue to fall. Daily time frame RSI line is starting to set up for a long-term sell, so I definitely want that retracement and then the continuation up. Weekly time frame, same thing. Want the retracement, the continuation. So that's for DXY. Euro USD, same thing. It's been in this zone of mine here. Broke out of the descending triangle, however, or descending wedge, sorry. However, price never broke out of this zone. That, like, same thing with the opposite of the DXY, right? It never broke out, but and that's what I really wanted to see. But that's all right. And again, what could easily be happening here is from this low to this high, price retraced to the 71%, could continue going to the upside, right? So not really going to chase EU or any of the US dollar pairs since they've already hit my entry where I would have gone into them at. At this point, just gonna really wait for price to break. Wait, what am I doing? At this point, I just want to wait for price to break through this structure, and then the retracement, and then I'll look to get into the buy by then. But until that happens, again, like I said, I'm not gonna really try to, delete that. I'm not gonna really try to push myself into this trade unless I have it like on RB. I know that it's already hit the 71% fib down here from this bullish move, so that's why. And again, same thing from here, from this low to this high, price came down and never would have hit stop loss if I would try to take the trade, and the price ended up going bullish. But still, want to see price go bullish. I want to still see price continue going to the upside, right? Enough said on Euro USD. Really, there's same thing. I didn't get into this trade yesterday, although I wanted to. But it's just I was like 3 other trades, and I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna stay in those other trades. But Peyton was saying about that that push to the downside before price continues to the upside yesterday. I agreed with that as well. So, you know, breakout, retest, continuation type of vibe. That's exactly what the 4-hour did, and so, you know, if I wasn't already in other trades, I would have got into this so easily, like, because this is what I was looking at for arbitrage. I wanted to break out to the upside on the 4-hour, retracement, the continuation. That's what I talked about on Sunday. So I expect this to continue going to the upside. So that is for Euro USD. If I can get price to come back down again, realistically speaking, I will get into this trade, and it'll be something like this, where my stop loss is just below these wicks, and then I'll take price to the upside over there. I definitely expect it to come at least to these highs, but you know, right there is just more realistic. So if price can go back lower, then I'll get into that, right? AUD USD. As you guys can see, I had this trade set up for 0.73213. That was a buy opportunity that I was looking for. But unfortunately, with AUD USD, it came only to my 61.8 fib instead of coming down to where I actually wanted to get into the trade, and went bullish. So, and you know, sometimes it just happens like that. Sometimes I'm not going to get the setup that I want or the entry that I want. It is what it is, but overall, I do want to see AUD USD go bullish, just like with Euro USD. I see that it's rejecting off of this zone right here that it's been using. So yeah, like I said, I expect this to continue going bullish. Overall, though, guys, remember these moves that I'm calling for the DXY for like the dollar to go bearish and for EU and AU or GU to go bearish. It's all just retracements. Well, GU I actually wanted to. That's a different story. We'll talk about G shortly. But it's basically, it's just retracements, you know, before the actual like moves happen. Okay, UCHF. UCHF played out nicely from this breakout to the downside, push, or hold on, there you go. Break to the downside, retest, continuation. Price came back to these equal lows and did a retracement. I do expect UCHF to continue falling. I don't expect it to just chill right here. And again, price is already on the move, so I'm not gonna chase it. I'm not an alcoholic drink. I'm not gonna chase the trade. I'm not, or I'm not a sweet drink after you just like took a shot or something. I'm not a chaser, you know. I did, like I said, prices already basically came up to, if I were to try to sell it, it's already hit there and I'm a couple hours late, so it is what it is at this point. Just let the trade continue going where it needs to go at this point, type of thing. Because if I were to try to get an entry right here, then my stop loss is just going to be terrible, and you know, it's just being good with, it's just being, having good discipline, having good risk management. Because again, if I were to try to sell this right here, then I have my stop loss was intended to be right here, versus and then my take profits right there. It's a 1 to 1.69, not terrible, you know. It's not bad, especially if it's arbitrage. They're probably going to call for a buy, so it's not terrible. But I would have rather have gone into here, where it's like, okay, now it's a 1 to 5.92. So you see what I mean? It's just trading strategy. It's just my strategy. So again, I expect price to continue going bearish. Let's go ahead and go on over to SPX 500. And same thing, guys. This is why I stay saying I don't trade these. In fact, I'm probably gonna like not trade, like, or not be. I'm gonna take some of these off my watch list. Maybe. I'm not too sure, because I still do like trading them every once in a while when I see the opportunity, which I saw right here. Bounced off of that 61.8. Price continue going bullish. I'm not surprised about this making higher highs. So UCHF, if you want, you could try to sell this, but I mean UCHF, S&P, if you want, you could try to sell this, but you're just like, it's hella risky. So just know that. But the opportunity is there. I'm not trading it. Just know. Same thing with the US 30, right? Price has made an all-time high, and then it pushed to the downside. It's been respecting this zone that it's been at for a couple of days now, or not been at, but it's been rejecting off of for the past how many days? So first time it's been up here was back in May 10th, and today is July 27th. So this is a familiar territory for the US 30, and based off of these wicks, it looks like price is just going to keep going bullish. So again, like, I'm not going to trade them. If I was, my opportunity already passed, right? Looking at it from this low to this high, 61.8, I would have probably got into there. The price is, it's already made its move, so I'm not going to try to play that again. And I'm not bearish on it, so I'm not going to try to sell it. For those who do want to sell it, absolutely, you can. It is at this zone. Just know that price, after push to the downside like that, then price is coming back up. Most likely, it's just going to keep going to the upside. Just my opinion. NASDAQ, back at its back at all-time highs, basically. Same thing. I think this is going to keep going. So if you want to try to sell it, by all means, not my type of trade. USDMXN tacos. Got the tacos up in the house. It looks like it made a double bottom right here and pushed to the upside from the 61.8. I still want 19.94323, so I'm still going to wait for it. I still have the same setup as I mentioned. I want price to come back down here, and then I look for a buy, possibly. But again, I want to see that DXY push to the downside, and so that might affect this a little more than I would expect, you know. But not really interested in trying to trade USD Mexican right now. But I'll go on to arbitrage, 4-hour time frame. It's calling for a sell, so that's another reason I'm not trying to buy it. Again, I want price to go to my zone. 1-hour time frame calling for a buy, but off of this type of move, I would not get in. Daily time frame, price rejecting off of that upper danger zone. Looks like price might end up pushing down like I want it to. And weekly time frame is still very much bearish. So that is it for USD Mexican. It's going over to gold. All right, gold. Guys, like I said, prices at this obvious obvious support. How many traders do you think are looking at this and say, oh, so much resistance, so much support, I'm going to go ahead and try to buy right here? How many people do you think are trying to buy right here? Just like off top, For me personally, like I said, I had two options with this trade. It's either A, price is going to break out lower so that it could retest. So it could retest 1774 before going bullish, or it was gonna just go bullish from here and then retrace to the downside. Remember, 1869 I think is what I'm looking at. Yeah, 1869 is still my sell entry that I'm looking for on gold. So I'm waiting for either of these two to play out. I'm not gonna try to buy off of this support like how plenty other traders are probably trying to do. I'm not going to try to sell it down to 1774. I'm just going to be patient and wait. I'm going to wait for price to get there. I'm going to wait for price action to show me that yes, price does indeed want to go bullish or bearish, and then I would I'd play the trade accordingly. But based off of this especially based off of seeing this looks like price just wants to continue falling. I could say that, from this wick, from that low of the wick to this high, price has been consolidating in this zone. Yeah, I could see that, and I could probably play that if I want to. But I'd rather play it safe and look for this 1774 move, or wait for price to get to up to 1869 and sell it. Because again, that's what I've been planning on for the past how long now? 1869 is talking about it. So sticking to the plan until I see something otherwise. Let me look at the daily time frame and how the daily closed yesterday. Yeah, the daily candlestick closed with a shooting star kind of looking candle. So I expect price to come down to these lows before going bullish. So if you are trying to buy gold, I would suggest to wait. Question mark. Weekly time frame has been rejecting off of the RSI line, so that's another reason why you would want to be careful. Daily time frame has not called for a buy yet on arbitrage. Daily 4-hour time frame still very much bearish, and 1-hour time frame called for that sell as well. So again, if you want to try to buy it at this very obvious support, then go ahead by all means. It's like, it is what it is. But I'm being patient, waiting for 1774, or waiting for a price to get to 1869, whichever one happens first. But for me, especially once you see this evening start, that's even more of a reason why I believe 1774 might get hit. So I'm gonna wait and see what gold does. Not planning to any type of action on that. Let's go to the cryptos. All right, so call me Negative Nancy. I know I deserve it, but again, I had been saying that cryptos, wherever they stop at, I want the retracement before I look to get into the buys. And I was saying that until price breaks through this 42K zone, until price breaks through 42K, I am still not going to be completely bullish on it. Because just look on the weekly time frame, guys. Look how long we've been, this is how long have we been consolidating in this zone? For not including this candle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This will be the 10th week that we've been consolidating in this zone between what's this right here? Between 41,273 and 29,300. That's the zone that we've been in for the past 11 weeks now. It's almost been 3 months since we've been in this zone. And from the high of the range to the low, price is look at the weekly candlestick. I would want this to close bullish for me to be really bullish on the cryptos. But yeah, price rejected. It came up here, rejected off of 40,595, and then wicked right down, and then now it's doing some type of retracement here. But overall, what I'm trying to say is that if price still holds under here, then we can't say that it's bullish. I feel like it's gonna go bullish personally. I like this, like how it, like I remember I was talking about the supply zone. I like how it broke through it. So that's like it's promising. It is promising indeed. I like the daily bulls, how the bulls have really stepped in these past couple of days, but I'm still not completely satisfied with trying to get into the buys quite yet. You know, what I would rather do at any point, regardless, whether if it's gonna drop from here or not, is I need that retracement to get into the trade. Regardless, I'm not gonna just hop in right now. I am well aware that probably arbitrage is calling for buys on the daily, or not on the daily. Well, probably is. Let's see. But yeah, I would have to see the retracement nonetheless for me to try to get into this trade. But again, I'm still just I don't want this Feb setup that I have. I don't want it to play out. Simple as that. I don't want it to play out. Except for the retracement, it could definitely retrace, but I don't want it to play out where it's gonna come back to these equal lows and then keep falling. You know. Arbitrage, 1 hour time frame, calling for a sell currently. It might be doing the retracement to the RSI line, but none of these are telling me that it's confirmed. The only thing that's telling me that it's a confirmed sell is that the compass line and the momentum line is crossed between the RSI line, which is one of the main things that I look for, but it's just very much bullish still. I'm not going to try to sell it. Not yet, at least. 4 hour time frame. 4 hour time frame. Still very much bullish. Daily time frame with the second deviation and the upper danger zone. This is what I had originally wanted. Still kind of want the same thing. I just want to retest at this point. I mean, a pullback and then the continuation. However, this weekly time frame is still calling for this sell. And price did come up to the upper danger zone, basically wicking the RSI line. So definitely still, like I said, I'm not there yet. I have to wait until price really breaks. Basically, price just needs to break through this RSI line right here. If price can break through this and then continue going to the upside, I'm good. I'll be chilling. But again, I am still watching for what the price is going to do once it gets to like the 54,000s or the 51,000s. If price gets up there, I'm still very much watching the reactions. Still watching and seeing if the cryptos do indeed want to keep going to the upside. Okay, so that is for Bitcoin. Going over to Ripple. Same jazz, guys. Ripple's actually playing out better than Bitcoin. Well, not better, but it's actually the sell is playing out more than what Bitcoin is doing. You know, rejected off of the 71% from the high of the range to the low, and so again, I would rather try to get into buys. I want to get into buys. I want to see this make a retracement and then continue to the upside. That's what I want to really see on these cryptos. But I do know that this zone, let me put supply over here. Whoops. I do know that here's a supply zone. So again, what I want to see, let me go ahead and delete this fib and then draw this one out. It's a retracement, the continuation to the upside, right? That's basically what I want to see. Although I do know that price could literally reject off of here and make lower lows. If it makes lower lows, then at that point, that's when I'm like, bears were still here. It's just that we saw some bulls. And it's remember how when the bullish market was happening, and I would say that 1 week we had a bearish movement like this. That's not going to dictate how I feel about the market overall. And for the past couple months, I've been bearish on the market. So I'm not gonna let one really good week dictate how I feel about the market. If I get 2 good weeks, or if I get that retracement and I see the price action to go with it, then yes, I might get in. Daily time frame might be setting up for a buy on Ripple. It looks like it's like everything is almost confirmed, but still waiting. Still gonna wait for it. 4-hour time frame. We're very bullish, but nothing for me to play off of. And the 1-hour time frame, it is calling for a sell. Same thing with Bitcoin, but I'm not trying to sell it. I want the retracement in order for me to get into the buy. So this is what I'm looking for on Ripple. Bullish move happen. Want the retracement continuation. If I can get that, that'd be solid, bro. No cap. Okay, Ethereum. This is the same thing that I wanted. So let me just push this fib up over here. Nothing's really changed. I just want the retracement and then the continuation to the upside. Fire. If I can get price to come up to back to the 2,888, that'd be fire. And again, it's just the possibility does. Let me get rid of these. The possibility does still exist for price to definitely continue going bearish. But for the case of Ethereum, from the high, wait, where is it? From the high to the low of this move, this daily time frame, I don't care for how the daily pulled up, and it didn't even hit the 61.8 quite yet. So Ethereum still has some room that it could possibly make to go to the upside, or it could just literally just leave a small, like barely not even touching 61.8 and then going bearish, which I don't think it is. So again, I do still want to see the buys on these cryptos, but it's too early to tell. I like how the daily time frame price is over it on the 50 EMA. So still watching and still observing the cryptos before I try to get into them. Let me go on over to Ethereum arbitrage. 1-hour time frame called for the sell, but I would not have gone into that. 4-hour time frame looks like it's setting up for a sell. The RSI line is up in the upper danger zone, so this might be calling for a sell. Got to watch for that. And daily time frame called for a buy, but again, that wick is scary to me. So I would have to see how this daily candle closes as well. I don't like how it just rejected off of this zone right here. But again, the bulls, the way how they stepped in was fire. The way how the bulls stepped in, absolute fire. So I want to see what is the rest is going to happen. All right, Litecoin, last but not least. And same thing, guys. I wanted to see retracement continuation to the upside on Litecoin as well. Don't care for that daily candle. Close, and from the range, same. Wait, is the range from up here or? Well, this range is kind of different than the other cryptos, in my opinion, because it just looks more spread out. Yeah, price had came a little bit lower than what it previously was at, so can't necessarily say it's the zone because price did make a lower low. So, but anyways, even from this recent high, even just from this recent high to this recent low, oops, you can see where price is rejecting off of 78.6, 71, 61.8, right? So again, that possibility of these things still falling, they do exist. However, I'm more optimistic about the buys than how I was feeling a week or 2 weeks ago. Honestly speaking, I am way more optimistic about the buys, but I don't want to just let 1 week or one good week dictate how I feel about the rest of the market, because I've been bearish on it. I don't want to all of a sudden say that, all right, I want to be bullish on it just because it rejected off of a like a zone, like, or like a demand zone. You know, I want to see what's gonna happen if that retracement does occur. So overall, still waiting. Again, like I said, not really necessarily trying to margin trade any of these cryptos at this point, because they can just probably lead to something that would not be beneficial to me. So gonna go ahead and leave them alone. 4 hour, it was calling for a buy. It's already played out. 1 hour time frame, I would not play this. I'm just leaving it alone, guys. Like I said, there's better things to trade. GPUSD. All right, so I had mentioned GU coming up to this fib zone and then possibly making the push to the downside. I still want to see it. I still do want to see GU push to the downside. However, if I'm seeing the DXY is gaining strength, then I don't think that GU is going to fall. That's just me. I think that GU could potentially keep going bullish. And you know, it could still make this retracement from this high. That is, from this high to this low. The retracement is still there for it to come back up to 1.40553 or 1.4100. You know, that it still exists. So I'm not taking that away. However, based on how I feel about the other GBPs, I want to see GU really like fall off from here. Going over to the 1 hour time frame, I like the current price action that we're having, with the bears coming in. However, I do know that price is just rejecting off of this 61.8, so it could retrace. It could keep going to the upside, or it could just do a small retracement back up to like the likes of 1.38/100th and then continue to fall. So I see that as well. Overall, though, I do want to see GU fall. Like I said, I like this big volume that popped up at 2 o'clock. Like, that's that London session volume. I want to see this continue to fall. And if it don't, then oh well. All right. Let's go on over to arbitrage real quick. Okay, GPUSD. 1 hour time frame, it looks like it wants to try to potentially call for a sell on RB. So arbitrage users, I would say that look at the 1 hour time frame for possible sell opportunities, because again, I do look to want to try to sell this. And if you didn't notice it on the other chart, there is a potential head and shoulders that might play out. And where that right shoulder will go to, that's exactly where I would try to get my entry at. So that being said, again, I'm bearish on GU. 4 hour time frame. I know it's very much bullish, but basically it's already hit take profit. I mean, when I see this, it's kind of hard for me to try to sell it. But again, I like the bearish engulfing candle that came out on that 4 hour. I really do like it. Daily time frame holding at this lower danger zone. That's another reason why I'm looking to sell this. Until it breaks out to the upside even more, I'm going to remain bearish on GU. And the weekly time frame is rejecting off of the RSI line, and this is what I was really waiting. This is the move I was waiting for. So position traders, I don't know if I'm gonna have the patience, I don't think I'm gonna have the patience to try to trade this. But position traders, y'all could try to take this. Long term wise, again, I do want the bears on GU to pop up. So position traders, y'all could either trade this like this, or you guys could try to trade it like having the stop loss right here. Either way, the risk reward is pretty damn good. So 1 to 4, the other one was a 1 to 2.5, but this is gonna take weeks to happen. So that's why it's a position trade. It's gonna take weeks. If you're gonna open a position like this, I don't recommend using just 1% of your account. I recommend like risking like 2 or 3% to make it worth your while, you know. Because waiting for that long just for a 1% gain, well, not 1% gain, but for those who like really know about risk management, you guys know what I'm talking about. So yeah, overall GU, like I said, I'm bearish on it. GA, man, that's why I'm glad I was saying that wait for the breakout to the downside before trying to sell GA. Because with AUD USD was going bearish, GA was over here going bullish. So that being said, Dang, GA is just one of those trades, man. I mean, one of those pairs that it just kind of looks sloppy sometimes. Like, just prices is always so close together with these wicks. Like, it's just so many wicks. But weekly time frame, I'm still being patient on this because I still see that there's another. Copy this. There's still another zone that's up here, and the price is not that far off from there. So I'm just really still being patient on GA because it could definitely just come up to this zone and then reject and fall again. But other than that, I'm not trying to trade GA like that. It's just not for me at this point in time. I feel like with GA, it'd probably be best to scrap it for now. I mean, I do see this possibility right here, where price could just come into 1.86400 and then continue going bullish, but not for me. Like I said, I'd rather just wait for it at this point. Nothing for me to trade here. Weekly time frame has been calling for the buy for how many weeks now? It's basically take profit from when it called for the buy. Yeesh. So waiting to see what GA is gonna do, but I'm not interested in trying to trade it. Like I said. All right, GBP JPY, bro. I needed to fall. It's not. I haven't changed my analysis. I'm still in this sell. I need this to fall. I think I got it like right here. Let me make sure. No, I'm not gonna make sure. I'm good. I know that I got it right there. I was at some drawdown. No, actually, I think maybe I got it right here. Regardless. This is the trade setup, and I still want this to keep falling. So I do know, however, that the possibility of price still coming up and going to 153.848 stop me out and then continue falling. I know that exists. I do know I'm taking the risk, however, for this trade. I feel like this is even the trade that I'm in. Let me see. There we go. This is the trade that I'm in. Yeah, I got in right here. I have a shorter stop loss than usual. But again, I want price to fall. So currently I'm in a negative in this trade apparently, but that's not going to stop me from still being up in there. So let's see what happens with GJ. Again, I do still see the possibility of price literally coming to the upside and then falling. Something like that. I do still see that possibility. So if you would rather be patient and wait for that, then you can. However, I'm in this trade, like I said. So that's for GBP JPY. Euro GBP. I am also in this buy trade. I'm still in this buy. Had a little bit of drawdown, but I'm loving the price action that I'm seeing currently. Prices at my entry. I just want to see price continue going bullish. If it could do something like this, I might look for another entry onto EG. But again, it just depends on if it does a bullish move first and then a retracement and continuation. Absolutely. Going over to arbitrage. Weekly time frame. That weekly close from last week, again, I do not like it. It just looks terrible. It looks like price is going to keep going bearish. Daily time frame calling for the bears as well. 4-hour time frame. This is more of the reason why I was holding this trade, because I saw that on the 4-hour price was still holding at this lower danger zone. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to stay in the trade. Why not? 1-hour time frame is about to call for a buy. I love seeing this, but I'm not going to get into this time frame. Let me see what the 2-hour looks like. The 2-hour is going to start setting up for a buy. So arbitrage users for Euro GBP, look out for that 2-hour time frame. And so yeah, that is for Euro GBP. And any other questions, any other pairs that you guys want me to look at? I am in a USD JPY sell. It is kind of risky at this point though, personally, because I mean DXY, I want to see the DXY push to the downside, so I don't think this is risky necessarily. And from this high to this low, price never hit stop loss. I'm in at 110.220, so I'm in profits, small profits, but profits nonetheless. Want to still see this push to the downside. So this is the trade that I'm in on USDJPY. It's been slow as heck, but that's the trade that I'm in. It might even be lowered to 108.066. But anyways, any other pairs, any other questions, comments, concerns, etc., etc.? Nope. All right. Well, if that's the case, then I'm going to go ahead and stop the stream. Thank you guys for checking out my analysis. I really do appreciate it. And let's see what the market gives us. Let's make some money out here. Later, y'all. Still feel like I'm live for some reason.